what's up? You're watching Cheap Seats. I'm Riley. That's Gren. And today we're doing our power rankings following Week 13 in the NFL.
I did my predictions instead of power rankings.
Lord, please deliver me from these pick sixes.
Shamalaya.
Please deliver me from these pick sixes.
I don't care about no mile high. Browns get down and multiply. The Browns are coming off a devastating Monday night loss, but God, is it fun to be a Browns fan
Devastating?
again.
It was not devastating at all. I had so much fun watching that game.
It's, well, because you're a basic. You're a casual.
I'm not a casual. Well, I am a casual. Yeah, I've mostly been thinking about Spotify rant.
We were down 2 points going on a game-winning drive, and we threw a pick six. That's devastating.
Yeah, totally. But it was just so much fun.
It was fun.
Jameis is going to come back. I think we're going to draft Ashton Genty, and then we're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, the vibes are fun. I will say this. Big play potential was unlocked. That's like the Kevin Stefanski effect there. Somehow play action still worked when we like combined for 60 rushing yards from like 4 backs. But the third down play calling from Ken Dorsey, I'm like over it. There were at least 4 or 5 third downs in that second half that are 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7, and we'd throw like 3-yard crossing routes.
Well, that's all we had. That's all he had going. It's fine.
But then we pushed it down the field on other plays. I don't know. I don't like Ken Dorsey there.
I had fun watching the game. So
bring back
that's
Jameis.
All that matters. I went 11-5, by the way, and you went 14-2.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
I told everyone I cooked up a perfect week, and if it weren't for my homerism on the Browns, and then our big-time mistake of the Giants firing Brian Dable.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And, I saw it on Twitter, and
it's the last time I trusted
that
you.
was news, and it wasn't news.
Yeah.
He was still there, and I think that would have really changed things up for us. We both would have picked the Cowboys, probably.
Yeah. And then, so that sucks. I'm sorry. I think I got a perfect one this week, but we got to do power rankings first.
Yeah, that's Thursday that we're doing the predictions.
I know. Dude,
Okay.
I was just playing around in the beginning. Whoa!
Oh, let's talk about Cooper DeJean with that tackle.
Let's talk
Derrick
about
Henry.
it. He picked his ass up. He picked his big ass up.
Yeah, and slammed him to the ground.
Yeah, a lot of racists out there stood up and clapped when that happened.
Yeah, and a lot of them are clapping for those stats too. The top 4 DBs in the league are all white right now, which is just something's all. So, it's not. They're all white, and that's not all right.
No, it's a snowstorm in the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of snowstorms, how about James Cook?
Yeah.
21 miles an hour in the snow, his fastest run of the year.
Yeah,
and
that's like
the 49ers O-line couldn't even stand up.
That's like me driving my Nissan 110 on black ice. And
Yeah.
being like, whoa!
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Black ice, black guys running fast on snow.
I like it.
Yeah, Buffalo got their run game back. We'll go into Sunday night a little bit. They look really good, and this happens. It's every other week. Baltimore loses an ugly game, and Buffalo wins like a primetime game, and it's like, what? Maybe they're the cream of the crop. And they did clinch the playoffs this week, and Josh Allen looks really good. Their defense looks better than Baltimore's, who's playing a little better. But, yeah, I don't know. Buffalo looks good right now.
Yeah, the thing about Buffalo, though, is this week they beat the 49ers, and I think the 49ers and the Cowboys are both mirage teams.
Yeah.
Where, we think they're good because they've been good for years.
Yeah.
They're not good right now.
I don't think that about the Cowboys.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think the Niners are good anymore. It's just they're not at full strength. They're not what they used to be.
Yeah.
Debo's playing like shit. Brock Purdy wasn't even, really there.
Yeah, CMC came out looking his best of the whole season and then probably is out for the rest of the year.
And maybe his whole career, they're saying.
It's a PCL.
Yeah, well.
But his knees have been ripped apart.
Yeah.
Workload.
Yeah, I did want to talk about all the bad teams' QBs are starting to show signs that they could be franchise guys.
Yeah, a little hope.
Bryce Young and Will Levis both playing really good. It makes me think that the draft this year is going to be the Giants looking for a quarterback and
the Raiders.
That's it.
But even, dude, O'Connell moved that rock around.
Yeah, but it's whatever.
He's a big fat beast who can't run. But Brock Bowers is elite, dude.
I know. He should be Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he's on such a bad team.
Not after what Jaden did this week.
Well, yeah, Jaden was awesome, but again, who did they play?
Right, but we've been kind of worried about the Commanders. I said last week they were slipping right on schedule, fraud watch, and then they come out and he has 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown at half and 1 incompletion.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Jaden Daniels is really, really good.
He looked
they did
great.
play the Titans.
I know, but they were the number 1 defense 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
their defense really good.
Not anymore though. Gotta stay.
Austin Eckler on IR for the rest of the year. That does hurt. That 2-back system was kind of good that they had going there, so that stings. I wonder if they'll pick anyone up or who comes up from their practice squad. But
big week for running backs with the first initial B and the last name Robinson, Brian Robinson and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, Bijan played great.
Both had great games.
Do you want to get into how much of a bitch Kirk is?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is a stationary bitch who can't move in the pocket and threw 4 picks that I think maybe a top varsity quarterback wouldn't have thrown if he was inserted into that game.
Yep.
It looked bad. They are, talk about on schedule. They're falling apart.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. I
think the Cousins walk is looking the Cousins walk is looking a little bit ginger after Thanksgiving.
They got the Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, and Panthers left.
Yeah.
Maybe there's 3 wins there, 9 and 8.
Yeah, the Bucks have the 3rd easiest schedule left though, and I think the Bucks are going to win that division.
I think so too. Yeah.
And I love Baker.
My sleepy pick is, can the Colts win their division?
Maybe, because I will say, I wanted to get into this. I think that Azeez Al-Shaair should sign to the 1975's label the way he put that dirty hit on Trevor Lawrence.
I wish I understood that reference.
The Dirty Hit is the name of the record label.
Yeah. You hate to see Islamophobia in the NFL, out of all places.
Right. I didn't think that.
What the heck?
I didn't think that would happen at all.
Hell no.
He is suspended for 3 games. I think that's fair.
I think that's OD.
And I think also it really distracted from the fact that the Texans look like shit.
Yeah.
They almost lost to Mac Jones.
Yeah. Mac Jones had back-to-back 8-point drives.
Yeah.
Against them and almost won that game.
His first name's McCorkle.
That's awesome.
McCorkle Jones. Imagine naming your kid that and being like, yeah, this guy's going to be an NFL star. Whee! And he was for a year, and then now he's a backup. But,
yeah, discipline and game-closing issues. Not what you want to see out of D'Amico Ryan's team. He's like a good coach, strong mentality, but they can't protect their quarterback. He's not performing that well. Joe Mixon's running his ass off.
Yep.
You get a 100-yard game from him and a 100-yard game from Nico Collins, but that defense has to close out a game when McCorkle is at quarterback.
Right, but on the other side of things, the Colts really gambled with their life, and it paid off, luckily for them. They did the thing that everybody says you should do, go for 2 when you're not at home, try to win that game, and they won it. That's great for them, but they struggled with the Patriots. I don't know. AR does what he does.
Yeah.
He looks amazing on certain plays. He looks like the worst quarterback of all time.
He had the most Anthony Richardson game of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 12 for 24, 109 yards, a touchdown, like 2 picks, and then a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
He just threw 50%, but like still wins the game. Steichen wins on a gutsy call, which is awesome. Who was it that didn't do that? It was
the Bucks against the Chiefs.
No, it was this week. Keep talking for a second.
Week?
Let me figure it out.
What am I going to talk about?
Keep talking. Talk about your crush. Who are you crushing on?
I can't talk about that on camera.
Okay, who are you crushing on, buddy?
No, I'm not. Well, it's not really. It's not for this channel.
Oh, the Cardinals on their own 4-yard line up 3 choose to kick a field goal and give the ball back to Sam Dick You Down Darnold, who leads them down and wins the game.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray, 2 picks.
Yeah, but I mean that just with 4 yards to go, up 3, you have to go for it. Even if you don't get it, you make them go 96 yards.
Right.
That's a terrible call.
Whatever.
And their playoffs life are on the line. Like Seattle
won. The Vikings
won.
are 10-2, dude.
I'm talking about the Cardinals.
I know, but the Vikings are 10-2. They played the Cardinals. It's awesome. It's hilarious. They don't look that good, and they're 10-2. That's amazing.
You know who doesn't look that good?
Who?
The fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that in your power rankings. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I think they're really good.
Can I get some teams that you tell me they're either dead in the water, and by dead in the water, I mean they either miss the playoffs or they definitely go out in the first round?
Okay.
All right. Ravens.
I am holding on to hope because they're a streaky team.
Okay, so they're not dead, and they might win their first round game.
Yes.
Their next 4 games are Giants, Steelers, Texans, Browns.
Okay, they're 3-1 in those games. Probably.
Okay, Texans, dead or no?
Dead. First round exit.
Dead. First round
They
exit.
just don't look that good. Yeah.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to win that division. I think that the Rams have a better chance of winning that division now.
They have Seahawks, Pats, Panthers, Rams, Niners.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're dead.
To me, they're dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rams, more alive.
They're more alive. I still think it's going to be the Seahawks.
Yeah, hard end of the season. They go Bills, Niners, Jets, Cards, Seahawks.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's
a tough one. They might, that Week 18 could end up being the one. It could be like for the play.
That would be sick.
That'd be sick, but I don't know. I think the Seahawks probably have it.
Falcons.
Oh, yeah, dead.
Lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, Bucks are going to win that division. I really think that now.
Yeah, here's 257 points for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, who are in second place but tied record-wise, 335 points for.
Yeah.
So just like a way better offense, and somehow the Falcons are sticking around, and they got to go Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers. As I said, yeah, I think they're dead as fuck too. I think Penix ends the season.
I don't think that's going to happen because of the money, but I think it should happen.
They're 6-6 for back-to-back years, and they did all that money for naught.
Oh yeah, I think it was a bad idea.
Colts route to winning that division. Texans lose. Let's say they lose to the Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. Very realistic.
Sure.
So Texans lose 3 in a row, go to 8-8, maybe beat the Titans. They're 9-8. Colts go Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jags. That's 3-1.
Yeah, I think they lose to the Broncos.
Yeah, and if they win that, they win the division, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
but I don't think they're that good. I think they're kind of one of those. They could lose any of those games. Like they could lose to the Titans right now.
Yeah, I mean they beat the Patriots by 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I don't know. That I did not see coming.
Yeah,
totally. I thought the AFC playoff picture was kind of sealed up after last week, and this makes it interesting seeing how bad the
That's the only bubble team, though.
Yeah.
The Colts are the only bubble. Nobody else has a shot. It's crazy.
Yeah, if Miami wins out, I mean, it's still, there's 22% chance. It's real.
They're not going to do it.
Well, Browns have done it with lower odds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, anything else you really want to get into before we get into our power rankings?
Totally. How about the 2 weird ends to games? Matt Eberflus gets fired for the way he handled the end of that game. I think that it could have been a Caleb problem, but I think handsome-ass Matt Eberflus might be coaching the Whitmer Panthers next year.
Oh.
I didn't even know this. That's his alma mater.
Okay, Toledo.
In terms of high school, he went to Whitmer.
Nice.
And I heard, and I'm not going to say what my source is, but I know somebody who knows somebody.
It's probably your dad.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Who knew Matt Eberflus, and apparently Matt and the Eberflus boys used to terrorize Toledo, doing pranks all over the place.
Oh!
They used to smash people's food inside of Big Boy, possibly.
That's so fun.
And so I think that if he gets another head coaching job, I'd love to see that scandal come out. Be like, hey, this guy was a real jock dick back in the day.
Yeah.
But he did get fired, and I think Caleb and him should share the blame on that one. You cannot snap the ball that late. It's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta bail out your rookie quarterback if he's doing that. But all throughout college too, and like anybody who's watched Caleb Williams over his time, like people say he's a coach killer because he kind of runs on his own schedule.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like stick to the plan, and he like audible into the wrong decision. And not to like, I think Eberflus is a moron and probably doesn't deserve to be a head coach in the NFL. I don't know if he goes to a coordinator position at all, but I don't know. You got to bail out your rookie quarterback, but there's something about Caleb's gameplay to be said where it's going to take someone like kind of unique. I feel like it's going to take like a Matt LaFleur or someone like that because I feel like Jordan Love shares a lot of similarities with Caleb on how he plays and how he
schedule
and just runs the offense kind of his way or the highway type deal.
Yeah.
And he's almost nonchalant with it.
With it. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take someone special to step into Chicago. It can't be like a Dan Campbell, D'Amico Ryans, this like hard-nosed buy into the team. It has to be like even a Stefanski, like a heady, statistical.
A Shanahan.
Yeah, a numbers guy who's going to like game with his quarterback and everybody else kind of works from there on out. So that was hideous. Yeah, it was a terrible ending.
Yeah, I have we'll talk about the other one too. Obviously the Raiders Chiefs, very controversial. It was that's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know how that call happens.
I had money on the Chiefs, so I'm happy.
You have the ref literally running in doing the false start thing, which obviously is annoying because that's the same thing as they do the same hand motion for illegal formation, which is annoying because I'm like, he's running in doing this. That means like the play is dead and whatever. It doesn't matter. That was going to happen. It's fine.
Yeah.
My other real quick hot takes. Bengals to the Super Bowl next year. I think that's going to happen because they're such a statistical anomaly right now. Like in the league, I saw it was a crazy stat. I forget what the exact stat is, but it's
like the 4 teams that have the offensive numbers that they have.
Yeah, it's literally like if you score 38 in the league, it's like the teams who score 38 are 21-7 for the year or something like that. And 4 of those losses are the Bengals. It's like wild, weird stats. And I think if they get one defensive piece to kind of complement Trey Hendrickson, they are like...
Yeah, but he and T might leave next year.
Right, I know that. I think T should leave because Jamar Chase is a freak. He's unbelievable.
Right. It's not even should, though. That's just a broke-ass organization that refuses to pay people.
Yeah, I feel that, but I still think they have like all the makings of a team that could be like 11-1.
Well, of course, yeah. It's like the best offensive production from a quarterback with the record that they have like ever.
Yeah.
It's a wasted year for them, which should be really frustrating for Bengals fans. They have like the EPA, their explosive plays are like top 4 in the league. It's like Bills, Ravens, them, and like the Chiefs or something. That are just like their numbers are through the roof, and then they've allowed 30+ points 6 times this year.
Yeah.
Their defense is water. They gave up 44 to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was the team who's won like 3 games this year without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
They looked like fucking the 2004 Rams against them.
That is Russell Wilson's best offensive game in 7 years.
Yeah. Also his most yards over the middle of the field ever.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Known as a guy
that was like
who
his
like,
problem in Denver for sure.
Known as the guy who can only throw to the sidelines. It's kind of cool to see Mr. Wonderful or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. Like
Danger Russ.
Old dog, new tricks.
Yeah.
Type thing. That's nice to see.
Which brings me to my next hot take, which is that the Steelers are going to spoil the season for the Chiefs or the Bills.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen in the playoffs 100%.
I think the Bills have... I'm not worried about Pittsburgh beating the Bills, but I think Pittsburgh can destroy the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think so too.
The Chiefs have the worst point differential for any team that's ever had 11 wins.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
They're reminiscent of the Vikings like 3 years ago. Remember when they went like 13-4 or something?
Yeah.
And they won like 10 games by 1 possession. Everybody was like, this is what a miraculous year. And then they got to the playoffs and it was like,
right. The other one that I have here, and I wish this wasn't I wish I wasn't saying this take. The Lions' injuries are mounting.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles have become the new NFC favorite.
Yeah, it's a hot take right now for sure. But it's like, the Lions still have their running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They still have Dan Campbell. They just signed Jamal Adams, which isn't like the most exciting thing, but it's a former Pro Bowl safety. Anzalone's gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
Rodriguez goes down with a season ender. That hurts. He played really well in relief. But I will say that despite that close game against Chicago, that was the most sacks they've generated since Hutchinson was in. They had 5 sacks. Za'Darius looks really rejuvenated on that line. And I think if Tyrion Arnold can come back, if Jamal Adams can step in at safety, and if Anzalone comes back, they made it through their rough patch of the year, still winning games. And I think going into the playoffs, I'm like not worried about them at all.
Well, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's the mascot of the...
Fuck yeah.
Thank you,
buddy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, last thing before we get into these, Ravens' first NFC loss since the Giants, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Now he's 21-2 against the NFC or something. Lamar Jackson is, and he got cussed out by his mom, which raises some questions about his home life.
Well, she's always kind of on his ass historically. She's always like,
you should have ran over here. You should have ran over there. Should have run.
Damn it, Lamar.
God damn it, Lamar.
You should have ran.
Yeah, he did. It looked like he can just run at will. He had that 40-yard run, like that he just like waited around to do. That's like, it does look like he missed a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure they're beating themselves up over that, and that's why the Ravens are not dead to me, because I think they do learn from their mistakes.
They are dead to me because they aren't good enough to overcome how bad Justin Tucker's become in my mind.
That's true. That's the stat. This is a great stat, and I got this straight from Brendan Perna.
Straight from the source.
On his show. But Justin Tucker has his missed field goals and extra points a lot for 22 points throughout the year, which is their exact point differential that they've lost by over the course of the year.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and there was a garbage time touchdown in that Eagles game that the final score doesn't necessarily reflect how the game would have played out if it was, not a garbage time score. Like the Eagles were sitting in like relaxed defense, whatever. But Yeah, that's concerning, and I don't think their defense, surprisingly, I looked at it over like the last 3 weeks, are like top 10 in all categories. Like they're
Eagles?
No, Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
Baltimore's like played a lot better. Their line has gotten pressure and stuff. So like their defense has stepped up, and they've still managed to lose games kind of on this weird balance between when Lamar should go playground mode and when they stay to their script.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like Lamar has a disconnect with Monk in there where it's like when to do either one. And it's like if their script doesn't come out and dominate the games they've won, like when they beat the shit out of the Bills in September, it was their script. Every play worked. Everything they drew up worked. Derrick Henry ran rampant. And then a game when Philly, it's like when we see them the last 3 years in the playoffs, this happens. The script doesn't go right. And then Lamar like triples down and just like stays on it when it's like, no, you need to generate something like you need to make the explosive plays here. Yeah, I'll wrap it up.
Right.
Yeah,
It's getting like a little, you know what I mean? It's like I'm watching ESPN or something.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to joke around. And, yeah.
It just looks like
was
the
a
Ravens
long
of the last
sentence.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to do that. I thought
No,
we could
it's
like
fine.
you gotta pop in a joke there or something.
Chuba Hubbard's OVO team.
OVO Chuba.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good.
He said Kendrick's cool, but we're OVO ting.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, Browns.
All right, you get to do the power.
All right, here we go. Tony, hit me with my top 10. Number 10, the Broncos. Man, this team really working hard. Tony loves them. Bo Nix is awesome. He paid homage to Jameis Winston with the damn it, jump off sides.
Oh, yeah, but he just did. He goes, jump off sides.
Yeah, he didn't
It's not the same. Jameis
It was
like,
nice. Somebody jump off sides. Damn. Yeah, it's cool to see. What a fun shootout. That was the worst performance by that Broncos defense, but that's going to come against a team that can throw it 75 times with Jameis Winston. And when Jerry Jeudy turns into Randy Moss, there's not much you can do.
Right.
And David Njoku drops easy crossing routes, but he hits Naruto spin, touchdown catch. Naruti. He hits like the most insane touchdown. If he's in the end zone, he'll grab it like this. And if it's for a first down crossing, his hands turn into little puppy paws.
And my fantasy team, I had Njoku.
And he didn't start him.
No, I did.
Oh,
I
nice.
started him, and he got me like 27 points or
Yeah, it
something
was
like that.
great.
And I was playing against Jerry Jeudy, who had 40.
Yeah.
And I still won by a lot. So
yeah.
awesome.
That was the second most passing yards ever by a quarterback on Monday night by Jameis.
460.
97.
497?
Yep. The only person to have more was Tom Brady with 516. And he did it, I think, when he was 40. So wrap your cocks around that. Yeah, Denver looks great. If the defense can step up, Pat Surtain, surprisingly, with Jerry Judy's outrageous night, I think only gave up 2 catches and like 20 yards to Jerry
he's
Jeudy.
fantastic.
He's unbelievable.
And they're missing Riley Moss right now.
I know. And they picked off. The defense is explosive at times. They gave up a lot of yards, whatever. I like what's going on in Denver. I believe in them more than bubble teams like the Bucks or the Falcons or the what have yous, the Houstons, yada, yada. Number 9. Got to give it to him, man. Back-to-back game-winning drives for Sam Darnold. Brian Flores continues to dial up defense. That is cock-busting pressure. And McConnell's just a good coach. Like, out-coached the Cardinals coach in that and just, like, I don't know. They're making the right plays the right time. It's weird. They're, like, working it. I don't know. I feel like Green Bay is still a way better team than them, but they're still winning games. So, number 8, talk about ugly wins matter. Holy fucking shit. That was hideous. They picked off Kirk Cousins 4 times, but I think me and Riley could have picked him off at least twice if you put us back there. Talk about white flight. Scary whites.
Exciting whites.
Exciting whites, yeah. White flight. I didn't mean that. That's like when whites leave the inner city and move to the suburbs.
Right.
That's a whole...
It's a gentrification
Yeah,
thing.
that's a whole
It's a whole-
socioeconomical thing I don't really feel like getting in. I want to just keep the conversation
Let's
on
not
football.
talk about that, yeah.
J.K. Dobbins banged up. That sucks. Gus Edwards does not look like he's ready to be the bell cow back.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my running back named Gus.
Okay, great. My power rankings. Give me the fucking
Sorry.
light of day here.
My fault.
Yeah, that's worrisome, but their defense is still really good, and Justin Herbert's a beast. Lad McConkey caught for over 100 yards. Shout out, Lad. That's my lad.
Can I do one thing?
Go
real
ahead,
quick?
yeah.
The Lad McConkey caught for however many yards you said. Second best was 12 yards for any other receiver.
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
That's That's wild.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert threw for 146 and 116 of those yards were to Ladd.
It literally is just Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey out there. That's it.
It's crazy.
It's talk about exciting whites, but
yeah, it's like crazy. Reminds me of the year before Puka got to LA and it was just Matt Stafford throwing to Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp caught for like 4 billion yards that year. I still like the Chargers. Jim's Jim, man, and he made it a football town. And I'm stoked on it. Up next, 7, Baltimore. Total fraud alert. Off, just off. Something's really off. They still do have Derrick Henry, and I know Lamar's, even after this last week, probably the MVP. He's gonna kind of go neck and neck with Josh Allen. I don't know. I just don't believe in it. They smell like they always stink at the end of every year, and that's just like choke artists, and they kind of like choke on cock in their own wieners and stuff, and they like fart and poop out of their own pants, and it's just kind of like gross and childish, and I'm sick of seeing it. John Harbaugh is a bitch, and I hope this franchise gets sold and moves to Santa Fe. Yeah, Green Bay, number 6. That was a good fucking win. It's a good fucking win. Miami came in on their playoff hopes. Tua still threw really efficiently and looked pretty good, but they just like, that was a cold Lambeau game and a sign of what's to come for everybody else that has to go into Green Bay for the rest of the year. They get to play the Lions this Thursday night. Must-see TV.
They get to play the Lions? I wouldn't say that's a privilege.
Yeah, like you said, the Lions are banged up. I think they're chomping at the bits to play the Lions this week and show that they're... It's nuts. What are they, 9-3, and they're at 3rd in their division? It's crazy.
Yep.
Jordan Love's heating up at the right time. They're like the antithesis of Baltimore. Like they kind of stumbled and wobbled and kept alive with Malik Willis through those first couple weeks, and now they look fire. Josh Jacobs is electric. I like the Packers a lot right now. Number 5, Steelers. They looked like the fucking Rams of 2004 last week, and Russell Wilson is unlocking new things. I will say that read option at the end of the game was one of the worst plays I've ever seen by 3 professional defenders, because what else is Justin Fields doing in the game? He's run that 16 times in the last 3 weeks, and 3 Bengals on the right or left side of the line went, he's going to hand it off, and then he just ran to win the game. It was the last down. They could have got the ball back, and they all bid on it. It's pathetic. Zach Taylor should be fired, and the Bengals should change their uniforms to diapers and binkies. Number 4, the big frauds themselves.
Okay.
Already touched on it. Worst points differential for any team with 11 wins ever. They are stinking and smelling just like those Minnesota Vikings of old. They won because the refs let them. Pacheco's back. I do like that. And DeAndre Hopkins still is really good. And Chris Jones had 2 sacks. Yeah. But you can't look that bad against the Raiders and for me to believe in you. And I firmly believe these 3 teams in front of them would all beat them right now. First one up, number 3, the Bills. They found their running game, averages over 7 yards a carry. Like you said, James Cook running as fast as Tony's Fiat in the snow, which is amazing. Their defense, which is built up of a bunch of like really nobodies. That one guy who died and came back. They rush Von Miller like 6 times a game. He plays 6 snaps a game, and every time he goes in, he gets in the quarterback's face, and they're like, all right, go sit back down, you old man with a farm and a history of violence against people. I don't know. They're piecing it together on defense, and that offense is exciting. Amari Cooper flipped it back to Josh Allen. That's a sign of chemistry if I've ever seen it. I don't know. I'd take them over the Chiefs right now. Number 2, obviously would take them over every team below them.
Smart.
Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley continues. My biggest worry here, that was a good win against a really good team. And yes, the Lions struggled to win against a team that wasn't that good. But there's something to be said about Jalen Hurts, like not his inability, but just like coaching wise, they don't have a drop back pass game. They can't go shotgun and spread you out and do what they were doing earlier in the year with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. It looks bad. He threw for like 118, and I think the only time he really looked efficient was when they were just running like read options, like a little fake handoff, and then he'd hit a little slant or like a little under. That's a little concerning. You got to be able to have some sort of deep ball play action, gash people, because like Saquon's not going to have a 40-yard rushing touchdown every week. It looks like he is right now, but that the second that stops, you got to have an alternate option. And for that reason, I still got the Lions at number 1. They struggled, but like I said, the defense, although banged up, generated a bunch of sacks, and I still think this offense, despite Jahmyr Gibbs leaking all of their play calls to the rest of the NFL on TikTok, looks more explosive and dynamic. They almost made Penei Sewell throw the ball, and he stiff-armed someone. And then, I don't know. Dan Campbell's got more tricks up his sleeve that we haven't seen.
He's now been sacked more than sacks he's allowed this season.
Yeah. Which is
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome stat. Yeah, that's my top 10. Any problems, bitch?
Well, I'm just gonna get into mine. I mean, I think you know what I mean. It's like a little bit of like a Spotify shuffle of them. You know what I mean? It's a lot of the same teams, but
Daddy!
different order. All right, let's do it. Number 10. I've got the Chargers here. They just don't impress me that much, and I feel like if you take one weapon away from them, which like we just talked about, J.K. Dobbins is out now. They don't impress anybody. Don't
impress me much.
I do like their defense, and I think I like their coach, and I think Justin Herbert's good, and I like Ladd McConkey. But beyond that, I think they're just kind of a weaker playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the Broncos above them, but I honestly think that the Broncos might be a more exciting, at least, playoff team.
You don't think you have them?
I don't remember. All right, number 9. Commanders, they're back here. They're back in. Exciting on offense. I really like Jaden Daniels. I really like Terry McLaurin. I think he's a freak.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, they do lose Austin Eckler. That's concerning, but I like watching them play, and so I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they could spoil somebody's season.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be fun. I hope it's not the Lions, though, because the Lions do struggle against those Russian quarterbacks.
Right.
And I didn't know Jaden Daniels was Russian. All right, number 8. Green Bay, I got them all the way down here because, again, I just do not trust Jordan Love. I do love that defense. I love Xavier McKinney. And I do think Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs in the entire NFL.
Absolutely.
But as a complete team, there's something a little bit just faulty about the Packers going forward, especially on a playoff run. I think the Vikings are a better team. All right, number 7. Speak of the devil, here they are, the Vikings. I don't know. Sam Darnold is not as much of a pumpkin as everybody thought he was going to be.
It's true.
Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, I mean, that's weapons. That's weapons right there.
Justin Jefferson for president.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Aaron Jones also is fantastic, and I think is being kind of like, Josh Jacobs in that division, and then Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in that division gets a little overshadowed, but I think Aaron Jones has had a great year, and I think he's a really good running back.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold had more rushing yards than him last week.
Arnold. All right, and next. Ravens. They got to slip a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
They got to slip. And I understand fraud watch. They aren't full frauds to me yet because when you got Derrick Henry and you got Lamar Jackson and you got Zay Flowers, you're going to be pretty good. Justin Tucker is a fucking loser.
Yeah.
He needs to get the hell out of the league. Sorry you got cursed by Travis Kelce through your helmet. I'm sorry, Justin, but you're getting old and you got to do something else with your life. Mm-hmm. It's okay to switch careers this late.
Crypto.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Meme coin.
You could do a lot of different things, but kicking football, no longer good for you.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know what they're going to do about the kicking situation because it's too late in the year to get a rookie in there because that would be probably worse. But whatever. I still think the Ravens have a chance to kind of pick it up before the season ends and go on a nice little playoff run. All right, number 5. I got the Steelers because both sides of the ball, they're clicking. I like it.
Same spot as me.
I think that they are a good team, and George Pickens did get absolutely thrown to the ground on that pick 6. Was it a pick 6?
Mm-hmm.
That Russ threw, and I don't know if that should have been called or whatever, but George Pickens is probably going to kill somebody about it. And
do they win the division?
Yes. Easily. I don't think the Ravens can't do it anymore.
Right.
I think it's going to be the Steelers winning that division, and I think they will spoil one of the teams above them's season in the AFC playoffs. All right, number 4, Bills. Yeah, whatever. I think the 49ers are a bit of a mirage team. I still don't fully believe in them, but Josh Allen does look fantastic. He's the MVP frontrunner by a lot right now. Number 2 is Saquon. Lamar's fallen all the way to 3. I will say, as much as I'm impressed by that Amari Cooper lateral play, it could have gone wrong easily. It was a really it was like a fumble lateral. It was not like, oh, here we go, we're doing it the Chiefs way,
right,
where it looks really pretty. It didn't look pretty. It did look awesome and ambitious. And I like to see Josh Allen go like this. And he's engaged to Haley Steinfeld now.
Oh, they're engaged.
They got engaged.
Oh, yeah, he played it off during the bye week. He said,
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening except for football. And then he did a little flower sculpture, which how do people have time to do this shit? I don't understand these grand gestures. Trippie Redd, Josh Allen. What are you doing? You're ordering huge flower sculptures? You got a game to play next week, Josh, and you're proposing the pop stars? Get your head in the game.
I hope she cheats on him during the playoffs. And he goes devil mode and comes out and fucking kills Taylor Swift or something.
I hope he doesn't do that, because then...
Metaphorically!
Right, okay, number 3.
Brown. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Browns, but
the Browns.
instead it was I did a coin flip. It's the Eagles. I agree with you that I do worry about them if Saquon has an off game.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens, and that's why Saquon is second in MVP voting right now, because he is just carrying this team. But they're so good on defense.
Best defense in the league right now.
Yeah,
I have to say. The way they're dialing it up is nasty stuff.
Quinion, Cooper DeJean, you got the rookies playing great.
Great tacklers on the outside. They don't miss tackles. And like this time of the year to have like rookies doing it, but like your DBs just sure tackling guys like Derrick Henry is like.
Yep, this team has not lost since Nick Sirianni shaved his head. 8 wins in a row. You gotta celebrate that. I'm excited, but we've seen the Eagles fall from grace before, so we'll see what happens.
Totally.
All right, number 2, Chiefs still here. Yeah, it's just whatever. I think like if you look at them and you try to like grade their performance, it's never going to be that impressive. But they've got Magic on their side, and I never really understood Magic. David Blaine always confounded me. Chris Angel confused me. David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, he was
freaked
confusing
me the fuck out.
Because he saved people out of the water.
I didn't get that because water
kills, you can't breathe.
Yeah. By the way, what's that thing that makes stuff fall to the ground? Like it's like the
how does that levity?
No. Okay, no, it's gravity.
Yeah.
How does that? What is that?
I don't know. It's like nerdy shit, I think.
Okay, I was hoping that you would try defining gravity. It's a wicked joke.
I don't get it. I've never seen it.
I know you keep doing that. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Right, it's a movie about it's a musical. It's a fan fiction about Wizard of Oz that became a musical, and now it's a movie. And Ariana Grande's in it. Yeah.
The only fan fiction I've ever read about the winner of Oz is the Tin Man fucking the lion and making the Scarecrow watch and be the cum rag. That's the only fan fiction I've ever read.
That's not fan fiction. That's in the original movie.
And then he puts a Oompa Loompa inside the wizard.
The Oompa Loompas, that's from a different thing. That's from Will's. That's from Will Wonka.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's a crossover in those universes of the fan fiction I've been reading, but all the ones I've read are the Tin Man fucking the lion.
I like the one where Draco fucks Hermione. All right, next. Yeah, it's the Lions are number 1. Yeah, they're
Beat 'em up, Lions.
I really hope that their injuries don't come to bite them at the wrong time, but right now, I gotta love it. They finally got an ugly win. They finally got a win that they should have won by way more. They kind of needed that, I think, to bring them back down to earth a little bit. They were just blowing everybody out. And, go Loins, man. Detroit Loins.
Go Loins.
Go Loins.
Those are our Week 14 power rankings.
Week 13.
Well, I know we do it 1 week behind, but I'm just trying to behave like everyone else. Love you guys. The Browns are exciting to watch again. The Cavs are still the best team in the NBA. Let's rock on and keep this shit rocking, man.
Let us know what you think of our new intro. We got a new intro at the beginning.
All I ever wanted was a black Grand National.
Fuck being rational. Give them what they asked for. Fan.
Roll it, Tony. Yeah. Roman numeral 7, baby, drop it like it's hot.